about is one of the only major governments that has yet to condemn Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. But while Beijing says that it won't participate in sanctions, it doesn't appear to be rushing to help Russia's economy after the ruble plummeted this week. Elizabeth Palmer has been following this aspect of this story and is here to discuss. Elizabeth, back in February, President Putin and President Xi Jinping held a really high-profile summit to announce their country's friendship would, quote, have no limits. Did that change once Russia invaded Ukraine?
China has long said that it is opposed to any other country interfering in the affairs of another country inside its borders. Now, that's self-interest, obviously. China doesn't want anybody interfering or criticizing it on, for example, things like the treatment of the Uyghurs. But that line has put them in a tough spot because they have a hard time justifying their big ally Russia clearly and violently interfering in the internal affairs of Ukraine. And so Beijing at the moment is walking a very tight rope.
What is Beijing saying, if anything, either publicly or in state-run media? What are you hearing?
Well, they're being very, very circumspect. On the one hand, as your previous guest pointed out, they are absolutely not overtly criticizing Russia. But they're also trying to avoid burning bridges with their Western business partners, country they do a huge amount of trade with, not only the European countries, but the United States of America. So they're really trying to have it both ways.
Why did China refuse to back a demand at the United Nations this week that Russia withdraw its military from Ukraine?
That's a perfect example of China being determined not to infuriate or alienate Russia because they have big business deals planned and it's a strategic alliance that will serve China in the medium to long term. So they didn't overtly criticize Russia, but note that they also didn't face off against the West. Basically, they punted, they abstained. The longer this conflict goes on, though, the more China is going to be forced to take a stand. And there was a very good example today when two of the big China-based development banks that lend money for big infrastructure projects, announced that they wouldn't be processing any payments having to do with Russian projects. That is an implicit backing of the Western sanctions. And the longer this goes on, Beijing is going to find itself in that kind of fix, having to take a stand, and often a stand that implicitly criticizes Russia.
So then, as this goes on, what role may Beijing play? You know, I find it interesting that one point that you just brought up about not backing sort of these major sort of infrastructure deals. But at the same time, we know that Beijing has promised to buy more wheat, I think. And you sort of see like two different messages coming out of Beijing.
Exactly. It's very uncomfortable for China. So the sooner this ends, the better. There's no question about that. And there was a very interesting phone call earlier this week between China's foreign minister and the foreign minister of Ukraine. Now, there's history there because before this invasion, China was Ukraine's largest trading partner. So there are all kinds of relationships existing already. And after the phone call, the Ukrainian foreign minister suggested that China would like to help solve this through diplomacy. And the Chinese foreign minister's office bolstered that by saying that China would look forward to playing a role in peace talks. Very interesting. No specifics yet. It's too early. But if China pulled that off, it would be a real coup because it would emerge on the world stage, statesmanlike, having proved itself to be mature diplomatically and a constructive presence as well as an emerging power. So although Beijing is probably reassessing all the time, that's clearly one of the things they have their eye on.
Fascinating. Elizabeth Palmer, thank you very much.